who should actually spend a solid chunk of their budget on a 77-inch OLED evo TV, and who would be better off putting that money toward a smaller screen or a different brand. Is the hype around LG's massive OLED really worth it for a family that just watches a bit of Netflix and the occasional sports game? Or does it only make sense for a home theater enthusiast who craves cinema-level picture every night? Those are the questions that keep people up at night before they click Add to Cart. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First, let's talk about the kind of hesitation most folks feel when a TV that big 77 inches hits the market. A screen that size can dominate a living room, which is great if you have a spacious space, but it can also feel overwhelming in a modestly sized apartment. The biggest risk is buying a TV that outgrows the room, making you constantly adjust seating distances or sit too close and start noticing pixel-level artifacts that a smaller screen could have hidden. And then there's the price tag. An OLED evo at this size isn't cheap, and with the added bundle of a high-speed HDMI cable and a 24-month protection plan, the total cost can feel like a big commitment. That's why I focused on the real everyday use case. Will the picture quality, smart features, and built-in processing actually improve a regular household's viewing experience enough to justify the expense? When you unpack the LG 77-inch class OLED evo AI 4K UHD Smart TV, the first thing you notice is the self-lit OLED panel. Because each pixel illuminates itself, you get those perfect blacks and infinite contrast that OLED is famous for. In a dark room, that translates to a truly cinematic experience. Think deep, velvety shadows in a thriller or the subtle gradations in a nature documentary that you'd normally only see in a theater. For families that enjoy movie nights, the difference between a decent LED and this OLED is night and day. The AI processor does the heavy lifting, analyzing each scene and automatically adjusting color, contrast, and even sound levels. Most users will never have to mess with picture settings. The TV just knows what to do. Dolby Vision HDR and Dolby Atmos are built in, so if you have a sound system or even just a decent soundbar, the TV will deliver a more immersive audio-visual combo. In practical terms, that means when you watch a high-budget series like The Mandalorian, the on-screen explosions feel fuller, and the dialogue stays crisp, even if you're sitting at the edge of the room. The webOS Smart Platform is another area where you'll see real benefit. The interface is clean, with quick shortcuts to Netflix, Disney+, Prime Video, and Apple TV+. If you're the type who jumps between apps, the voice-activated remote plus AI-driven content recommendations can actually shave a few seconds off your "what do I watch next" dilemma. Now, who really benefits from this setup? If you're a dedicated home theater hobbyist, or if you have an open-concept living space where the TV will be the centerpiece and you can sit about 10 to 12 feet away, this OLED evo is a dream. The huge screen size paired with perfect blacks makes watching sports a joy. Think of a football game where the grass looks almost real and the crowd's motion blur is minimized. The TV's AI upscaling also helps when you're watching older content that isn't 4K. The processor can boost lower resolution material, making it look surprisingly good on a 77-inch canvas. On the flip side, if you're living in a small apartment or a bedroom where the viewing distance is under 6 feet, the TV may feel too large. Not only does the pixel density drop a little at close range, but the sheer size can dominate the space, making the room feel cramped. For casual viewers who mainly watch YouTube or occasional streaming, the OLED perks may be overkill. A good quality LED or a smaller OLED could provide a more balanced ratio of cost to benefit. One practical strength that often gets overlooked is the included high-speed HDMI cable. Many reviewers forget that a 77-inch OLED with 4K HDR content needs a cable that can handle the bandwidth, especially if you plan to connect a next-gen console like the PS5 or Xbox Series X. With the supplied cable, you avoid the extra expense and the headache of hunting for a compatible one. Moreover, the 24-month CPS protection plan can be a comfort for those who worry about screen burn, an OLED concern that still lingers despite LG's pixel shift technology. Having that extra coverage means you're not stuck with a costly repair bill if the screen ever shows image retention. That said, there are a few practical weaknesses to consider. OLED panels, even the newer Evo, are still vulnerable to static image retention if you frequently display news tickers, logos, or static UI elements for long periods. While LG's built-in pixel shift helps mitigate this, it's something to keep in mind if you use the TV as a computer monitor or for long gaming sessions with a fixed HUD. Another